Hi, I'm Scott Swenson. We're here at Lynn's Propane Trucks today. We've got a unit we'd like to show you. This is a truck that we built for Anderson Propane in Ohio. It's a 2016 Freightliner M2 all-wheel drive. That's right, we have an all-wheel drive propane delivery truck. Now, Freightliner made the announcement they were going to start building these back in August of 2005. They haven't seen a huge popularity, but they are popular in certain niche markets. In the propane industry, we haven't seen many of them at all. These are actually the first ones we've built. So we thought they were pretty interesting, and we thought we'd take this opportunity today to show them to you. We're in the cab right now, and there aren't a whole lot of differences in here between the regular M2 and the all-wheel drive M2. The only thing you're going to see are these two rocker switches here. This one here is to put in the all-wheel drive, lock it in. And this one over here is for high range and low range. So for the high range, if it was snowing badly and a little icy out, you may drive in high range, 30 miles an hour down the road. You get to your driveway that you want to back up, and you'll switch it into low range. Other than that, there aren't many differences inside the cab here. Most of them we're going to see on the outside, which we'll go out and take a look at right now. The first difference you're going to notice as you look at the truck is it has a transfer case mounted behind the transmission and in front of the rear axle. A couple of the other differences you're going to see as you look at the truck is the actual height of the frame rails. These are about 6 inches higher. So between an M2 with an ISL engine with no all-wheel drive and the M2 with an ISL engine and all-wheel drive, these are going to be about 6 inches higher. The other height difference is right over here in the door, which makes a big difference when you're climbing in and out all day long. Between a regular M2 and an all-wheel drive M2, these are about 5.5 inches higher. Turning radius is another thing. When the truck is just in rear-wheel drive, turning radius is identical. It handles like a dream. Good visibility, you're a little bit higher. But once you engage the all-wheel drive, it's a lot like your pickup truck. Once you engage it, your turning radius greatly diminishes. And then the main difference between these, an all-wheel drive M2 and a regular M2, is the price. You're going to be looking at paying about $18,000 more for the all-wheel drive M2. Now that is a lot of money, but the people I've talked to who've thought about doing it say, well, $18,000, I plan to run the truck for 12 years. That's $1,500 a year. With the snow and the ice, if I don't get those calls that say I can't make this delivery today or I can't get in here, the increased efficiency, most people feel it'll more than pay for itself every single year. Just a few more things we want to look at here on this all-wheel drive Freightliner. I do sell trucks for Lynn's, so I would be delinquent of my duties if I did not take a look at this beautiful body that we built that Anderson spec'd out. If you notice, we've got the gorgeous metallic grays and blues on the cab and the two-tone. Just beautiful with that flake shining in the sun. Everything's stainless back here. We've got stainless fenders, fender brackets, stainless fender extensions to help keep the spray off the deck. We've got a stainless deck, stainless meter box. On the back of the truck here, you notice that everything is lowered. We had talked earlier how these frame rails are 6 inches higher. Typically when you have the builders building propane trucks, they're bolting those decks right on top of those frame rails. So you're working above your center of gravity. You'll notice where I would be working on this truck, right within my center of gravity. So what we've done is we've stepped this deck down a little more to make up for that 6 inches higher. Otherwise, if it was to be built traditionally and this deck bolted on top of the frame rails being 6 inches higher, you would literally be working up here all day long. So if you want to get a four-wheel drive truck, there's only one place to have it built. Give us a call, we'll send you a quote, or call us with any questions. We'll talk to you soon.